Taptakanchen Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishbhanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhara Shri Usadika Aur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare Vam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishtaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pacharine Nivishashishnaadi Paschati Deshadarine. Nikhil Prabhu, you had solar eclipse yesterday in You're in Halifax, right?
Yes, Mataji. Sorry, I couldn't get your question.
Solar eclipse yesterday.
We didn't see that, but we had our temple inauguration yesterday.
You're in Halifax, Canada, right?
Yes. We
Yeah,
never
it was the big one in the morning. Your temple inauguration.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay,
next
so we are
Saturday is
studying.
our Bhumi Pujan. The Yagya will be there. That's what they are doing. And they're inviting
Next
everyone.
Saturday or this past yesterday?
Next Saturday. The first Saturday was the first session. Everyone was there. So next Saturday, the Bhumi Pujan Havan will be conducted.
Very nice. Exciting. Okay, so we're still reading from 17th chapter, Division of Faith, or what is called a Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Is that what the name is, other one?
Yes, Mataji.
Arjun asked a question to Krishna. What is the question that Arjun asked to Krishna in the beginning of this chapter? What does he ask?
Mataji, Arjuna asked Krishna that what about those people who practice devotional service, not according to the way it's mentioned in the scriptures? Where do you classify them?
Yes, very nice. So 16th chapter, Krishna explained divine and demoniac, but he's asking in between. So divine is someone who has full faith, demoniac is someone who has no faith in Vedic scripture. But Arjun is asking in between, or where does the in between person go who has faith but not on scriptures, something else? Where does that person go? So Krishna interestingly starts answering the question by describing not just the faith or worship, but he starts at the root, that three modes define where we stand in various places in our lives. So we studied about the faith, the worship, who worships who, and then what is the basis of division of those worship, what mode of passion, mode of goodness, mode of ignorance, mode of mixture of passion and ignorance, who worships who. But then Krishna will go on to identify that how the modes are actually acting, not only on that aspect, but also on eating, sacrifice, austerity, and charity. So next time, whatever food we are going to choose, we may not be able to control what we eat, but we'll identify what mode is it in. Okay. So we studied till food. So sacrifice is from today. So we'll study sacrifice, austerity, and penance today. And why is it important to understand what mode is acting on what? Why is it important to understand? It's been going on for so long in our lives. We might not have paid attention. Why pay attention now? What is the need?
Hare Krishna Mataji, because the more tamasic activities we do, like either it could be connected to anything like austerity or sleep or food or sacrifices. So the more tamasic they are, it is difficult for us to get closer to Krishna Mataji. Either it is tamasic or rajasic. So if it is sattvic, it is again, it helps us to rise above that mode also to the mode of Shuddha Sattva.
Yeah.
So it's very important to know like where we are situated so that, it makes it easier for our spiritual progress, Mataji.
Okay, very nice. Any other reason? Any other reason?
Krishna says there is no happiness in this life or the next. A person who is not in the mode of goodness, he has to continuously suffer.
Okay, so just kind of a self-care, transcendental self-care, is that what it is? So we can actually open up spa, come learn how to do transcendental self-care. We're gonna tell you what mode. You know, one time we were at Gitanagri and you know, the smartwatches, they tell you time to take a break, take 3 breaths in, 3 breaths out, mindfulness. It has like the Apple Watch has that, right? Have you seen it? So I was sitting, I said, I wish we could have like the app which tells that, okay, now you're going in the mode of goodness. So it's like blue, light blue color says, okay, now you're going in the mode of passion. Okay, then now you're going in the mode of ignorance. Come on, step back. You know, my car is like, if I drive it for so long, it says driver attention level low, need to take a break. It pops up. So it's like, oh, okay, my attention level is low. So I think if you can, you'll be a millionaire, develop an app where you can say, okay, what mode you're in. Okay, transcendental self-care. Okay, and then it helps us to at least recognize what are we doing. We might not be able to help. What else? What else? Don't look at what I'm looking. I'll tell you what I'm looking. What else? Huh? What is the need to understand? I'll repeat my question. What mode is am I eating in? What mode am I performing a worship in? What mode am I performing a sacrifice in and austerity in? What mode am I speaking in? What mode am I giving charity in?
Mataji, I couldn't understand the essence of the question. So you're saying what mode we are doing all these things. So what's the question?
Why do we have to know what mode we are doing it in? Why can't
Why
we
do
just go on doing it and not like understand? Why do we have to know? Oh, I'm going to give charity to this person who smokes marijuana, but he's honest. Let me just give it.
Okay,
Machine ki
because
zararat hai.
if we are not doing, if we what we need to know, because if we are not doing in the right mode, that is not going to give us any benefit out of it. We do this for some gain, right? We do this to satisfy Krishna. If we're doing this in the mode of passion, we're doing this in the mode of ignorance, are we really achieving the purpose of doing that?
Very
The whole
nice. Okay. Okay, so if you have a defined goal, then you should have a direction. ये बोल रहे हो ना आप
हाँ जी,
different goal
हाँ
of
जी
the
माताजी.
direction.
And these are all the steps, the action plan towards the defined goal. So we are, if the goal we have lost the idea, and then we are taking steps in the wrong direction, then we need to correct ourselves to, oh, this is not going to take me to the goal.
Very nice. But okay, I want to ask one more question. Okay, let's go a little deep before we, because it 5 minutes mein khatam ho jayega. What mode is what it is happening. But the main agenda is, okay, even if we recognize what mode am I doing what in, are we able to knock ourselves out? Are we able to always elevate ourselves? Are we able to bring ourselves up? Okay, oh, actually, I'm watching this Netflix show. Mode of passion or ignorance. No, let me just close and go to Srimad Bhagavatam and chant Hare Krishna. Are we able to do it always? Be honest, huh?
No, Mataji.
So why do we know it to know? But actually, it gives the guilt trip now. I want to do the thing on guilt today. Okay, after we hang up the YouTube. So actually, it makes life more difficult. Person who doesn't know about it is actually relishing and enjoying. A person who knows about it is also enjoying but not relishing. This is, oh my God, I'm so bad. Oh my God, I'm watching this. Oh my God. So how does it help? How does it help? How does it help?
Now we cheat ourselves, right? Aaj japa finished, aaj reading finished, we can watch this Netflix.
Okay, so it is not helping. It is not helping because that's not what the spa that we're going to open under the name of transcendental self-care come will teach you. So you're already like, it's not very honest. So are we collecting information? Are we collecting realization? Are we collecting knowledge, or are we collecting empowerment? What are we collecting by studying all this? इससे अच्छा तो नहीं पढ़ो, Now ignorance is better than knowledge at times. Huh? I'm playing devil's, what do you call, workshop?
Devil's advocate.
Yeah, I am devil's advocate today. Tell me. Go deep. You know the answer. So one thing I wanted to say is that, to me, this knowledge, of course, to each one of us, it could be individual reason or collective reason, and we can learn from each other. This knowledge is directly related to enthusiasm in this instruction by Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, right? Enthusiasm is one of the 6 elements that increase our bhakti. So Prabhupada explains enthusiasm as endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is called enthusiasm. So there's an endeavor, but it is executed with intelligence, and the function of intelligence is discrimination. I should be able to discriminate whether I'm acting in what, my enthusiasm is in what mode, because I can be very enthusiastically serving Krishna by earning money from butcher house. I can, go and kill animals and then make millions, or I can open a casino and make millions and bring it to Krishna and make Krishna temple, and like very enthusiastic. I'm enthusiastically running these places. But that's not what it is. It's endeavor executed with intelligence, and the function of intelligence is discrimination. Is it what is it called as? Anukul bhakti, anushilanam. Anu means following, Shila means cultivation. So cultivation by following the previous acharyas. Okay, that is what is Uttama Bhakti. Okay, but my question is still unanswered. I can go finish sacrifice ऐसे करो, charity ऐसे करो, ऐसे बोलो, ऐसे austerity करो, ऐसे हो जाएगा. This is okay. Information ले ली. Okay, now let's go shopping. That's not a problem. I love to shop. We can go shopping, but then let's go. What change is it going to bring? It's not easy to bring a change, even while coming to Krishna consciousness, even after coming to Krishna consciousness. It is not easy to change the basic nature. People say, when I preach, or when you preach, you say, okay, what have you benefited from hearing Bhagavad Gita for 18 days? So the most common answer that I hear is, I used to be so angry and agitated at little things. Now I've become so calm. So, so one time, one devotee, we had a in-person retreat for a few days, and then at the end we asked, like, what change have you, what are the things you're taking home? Says, oh, a lot of change. What, like, I have gained 5 kilos. I ate so much. So you see, बताओ, कुछ तो बोलो. Everyone has to say something.
What is the question, Mataji?
Chalo. What is the question? Rupa Mataji, what is the question?
Why do we have to know which mode we are in?
Hmm.
Was it the question? Yes.
Okay, I'll call out the names by whatever is appearing in my Zoom list. Andrea Mataji, your name is first.
So, why do we need to know which mode we are in? Because, of course, if you're in mode of ignorance, you cannot do japa. We have all these small complaints, na, like I can't do my japa well, or lot of time is wasted here and there. Somehow I cannot complete my 16 rounds. So the answer to this also lies in the modes.
Okay,
So we
so
have to,
so
and
tell me, you can't do your japa, okay? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna leave you at the superficial level. Sorry, that's not how Prem Kishori's class functions. So, okay, you can't do japa, and you find out that I'm not able to do japa because I'm so sleepy, because I'm in the mode of
yes.
ignorance. So, what will you do? You will take some
So
caffeine
no,
and
no,
boost up your
no, no,
brain.
no. Then I will first see what I'm eating. If it's tamasic food, so you first have to take care of that part. A certain way, see, a physical way of removing the tamoguna is you do exercise. You actually feel, some of
So
that
you'll bring out
tamasic.
some changes. So you'll bring out
Yes,
some changes in your lifestyle.
yes,
Okay,
that's
very
correct.
nice. Okay, chalo. Note that down. Your witness. Okay, Kirti Mataji, your name is next. Don't repeat what the previous person said.
I would repeat what I said initially, Mataji. I mean, because only if we understand, then we figure out where exactly we stand in our bhakti. And it, even as a human, also, it makes us, a better person than whatever we are. Because in the mode of passion and ignorance, we are doing certain things. It will always, make us lazy and bring us down. And
Can you give an
we can't.
example? Like, don't talk in principle base. Like, she gave an example that if I'm in the mode of ignorance, then I will go back and reflect on my lifestyle. What did I eat? How much exercise am I doing? Give me an example of.
Mataji, I would say like how you said, reading Mataji, basically, because sometimes that is where I get distracted. So when it's time for my reading, I sometimes find excuses and, thinking like, okay, I have to do that, I have to do this, or, uh, go out with my kids or, play with my kids or something like that, which I feel it is it's not really required sometimes, but I just want to escape from that. So and that time I think I'm getting deviated, and it is not the right thing to do. So I would rather focus my mind and make a schedule so that I follow it strictly and come back. And that's why association is important. Probably that's what I'm doing these days. So because I have a small group wherein I strictly sit and read, which I wasn't doing earlier, Mataji. So
Okay, so there are some changes with the knowledge. Okay, Linit Prabhu, you're next. Don't repeat. Give example. Don't give me lecture. Okay.
Mataji, can I take like 2 more minutes? I'm still trying to figure out because everything
Okay,
that I
very
wanted to
nice.
say, Kirti Mataji and Anvaya Mataji already said it. So I need like 2 more minutes to figure something out.
2 minutes starts now. Nikhil
Okay.
Prabhu, you're next.
I knew it, Linit Prabhu.
And then Rupa Mataji.
Um, Mataji is like, I will relate to what is happening in our place. Like we got this temple, so why we got this temple? Why we are going to visit this temple? Are we going to ask for the material things? Krishna, I got you the temple.
Socialization, nice people,
Oh,
good
yes.
food,
Food to still is a challenge.
festivals.
We are all gathering for that, but it's more a socialization. It's more about getting your egos massaged that I did that, and get then bargaining and negotiating with the Lord. I did that. Now give me this material kind of aims. Um, Yes, and you're talking about anger and part. I still have that, Punjabi blood in me. The anger is always there. When I feel hurt, I was going through your classes till my WhatsApp gave up. The Chitti Shakti Mataji, it's the expression of anger is still there. I cut myself off totally, and this happening here, and this is all the time reflecting. The fight is going on within me. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? How do I process my anger? So,
So I gave you more reasons to be guilty about in life. Haha. Mission
you're doing
successful.
your job, Mataji.
Oh, that's
Teacher.
my job. I have to sprinkle guilt on people, on myself and everyone else.
You're
No,
making
that's
us
not my
think.
job.
You're making us think. That's the best part.
Yeah, so tell me, knowledge about these, what mode you are in, self-diagnosis. Nowadays, people come to the hospital, they have already diagnosed themselves. So basically, you have to undo before you do something. Uh-huh.
Yeah, the Google Devta helps.
Devotees are no better, okay? Don't think that they are like transcendental and they come to you and says, okay, I'm not the body, I only know the diagnosis of soul. No, tell me.
So that's that's one of the example that if you're going to temple, you're going this as a duty, as something that you are trying to
Okay.
please Krishna and purify yourself, or you're going there for your material bargaining, negotiations, or you want to be
So how will
seen.
it help? This differentiation, discrimination, how will it help you? That's my question.
The moment you realize that you are in the wrong frame of mind, you are in the mode of passion, then you correct yourself and you're like, no, maybe your Siksha Guru or your circle, you discuss or you introspect yourself, and then bring yourself back to the path which leads to the ultimate goal.
Okay,
You're
so you're
not
gonna do
doing,
some changes. You're gonna
yeah,
reflect. Okay,
yeah.
very nice, very nice. Okay, Rupa Mataji.
Mataji, once you
Anna
had
Mataji, turn on your camera. Yeah.
Mataji, once you had mentioned that um, a busy fool, active fool is very dangerous.
Prabhupada says that. Four kind of things.
Okay. So sometimes I'm so busy, so busy, so busy. I just keep thinking, what am I busy about? Because we are supposed to be busy in Krishna consciousness, and something or the other, we're constantly working, and so I keep on introspecting. Am I hearing? Am I reading? Am I chanting? What is this I'm doing?
Oh, that's the
How is
only
this?
Krishna consciousness? Hearing, chanting, reading. There's nothing else
And
that's Krishna conscious?
no, but like there's so much work at home and outside, and somehow I think like he had said, right, if you're too busy and if it is about what is it, active fool, we don't want to be that. So so I somehow had to introspect and see what am I doing, is it all channeled in the right direction.
Hey, मेरे को एक बात नहीं समझ आई. Okay, let's say that you have to, take care of something in the house. And then let's say then, okay, now you have to go outside the house and bring some grocery to the house. And let's say then some guest comes and you have to attend to that guest. And then let's say that some relative is calling you and you have to go there. So are you saying that, oh, because you're not, I'm just clarifying, because I'm not able to sit down and chant and read, so I am not Krishna conscious because these activities are not in Krishna consciousness, whatever I did the whole day? Is that what am I hearing?
No, Mataji, I just have to make sure that, my schedule is not disturbed, because sometimes people call, they don't understand that I don't have time to talk for 1 hour or half an hour, and, things like that. So somehow I have to keep my getting back on track and say, okay, this is my schedule and I have to stick to this, like that. So, or I
Also, it
may like,
helps you draw a boundary. It helps you draw a
yes,
boundary.
yes, Mataji.
Okay, but you have not still not answered my question. So if you are taking care of things in your house or outside the house or in your social circle, you're saying that because I'm doing this and because I'm not doing chanting, reading on that particular moment, not that I'm not going to do it in 24 hours, but at that particular moment, I'm not able to do it because of this. So I am actually going in the mode of ignorance because this is not Krishna
No,
consciousness. So what
not
is
like
it?
that, but I need to be aware, because the other person can drag you into something else. They can go everywhere. When they're speaking, they
Okay.
may start something, and it's very easy to get sucked in. So got to be careful about that.
No, I
So
like what
that
you
way it
said, that
helps
it
to,
helps you draw a boundary. So
yes.
at both subtle and gross level, that this is how much you're available and this is how much you're available to talk about. Okay, that's good. But you're still not getting what I'm saying. Okay, what I'm trying
Why
to
do I
say,
need to know?
no,
Why
what I'm
do?
trying to say is that if you let's say you set up a time at 1 p.m. when your children are at school and you're done your taking care of your house is done in the morning, and you are now, this is your time from 1 to 2 p.m. You're going to sit down and read Bhagavatam. But that particular day, you're not able to do it. Or maybe 3 times a week, you're not able to do it from 1 to 2 p.m. because you have to go. And this is not just for Rupa Mataji, okay? I'm not grounding her or roasting her. It's a talk. Maybe I talk like that, but that's not my intention. But I'm trying to figure out that it's, if you're not able to do it, are you going to carry that in your heart that, oh, I'm not doing Krishna conscious activities, so I'm less Krishna. This day was not so much of Krishna, was not so much about being Krishna conscious. It was so much, it was something else. Is that what it is?
No, Mataji, like at the back of my mind, I know that, like it just Krishna consciousness helps us to be careful about what we are doing and where we are wasting our time. So that way, if I'm wasting my time, then no, I can't make progress. So it brings that awareness to us. Krishna consciousness helps in that way.
Yes.
Before I won't
That's
say,
a very good thing. Actually, you can make a good workshop on Krishna consciousness and boundaries. That will be really nice. I think you can do that, but you're still not getting what I'm saying. Okay, Nikhil Prabhu. That's okay. Yes, Prabhu, what
It
do you want to say?
helps only for a short time, Mataji. After that, we get used to that.
Okay,
Oh,
chalo. Okay, like because the mind has a script for everything. Okay, fine. Mataji, Rupa Mataji. Okay, the goal of Krishna consciousness is to not accumulate more and more guilt, which is going to make me stuck in life. Okay, it's not. I have realized it. It's not that, okay, I have a whole list of do's and don'ts, and I'm just going to be gazing at the list of don'ts, but I did it anyway. Oh my God, Krishna is not going to love me now. I am such a bad devotee. I did that. I binge watched that show. Oh my God, I went out and spent that hour with that neighbor or friend, or oh my God, I I wanted to do this, but I slept an hour extra. It's not about that. It's not about that. Okay, it's about that. Okay, this was did I really do something wrong? That's what I want to explore today. Did I really do something wrong, or was there an escape, or could I have done something else? Not to put myself in that situation. Sometimes the answer is no, because it was a pressing situation. So what do? Okay, then I'm going to shift my reading time. May not be 1 hour straight, but I'll read for like increments of 15 minutes or half an hour, couple of times a day. Or I'll not read, I'll hear. Today is a hearing day, not reading day. Don't get stuck. That's why the knowledge of modes of nature is important. Okay, mode of ignorance makes us stuck. There's no way out. Mode of passion makes us stuck because I am stuck in my greed and desires. Mode of goodness, I'm stuck in that, okay, I'm so knowledgeable, I'm so happy. Krishna is saying rise above. Isn't he not saying rise above all these modes? He gives the knowledge. He's such a nice guy. He gives the knowledge and then he says, leave it. Isse upar chale jao. And don't get stuck. Okay, so that's why we have to know that where are we stuck? Where am I stuck? Because the modes are going to make me stuck. Anyway, Linit Prabhu, I gave you more than 2 minutes. Nikhil Prabhu is your
Mataji,
friend,
sorry.
huh? Distracting us, so you get more time.
I love Linear Prabhu. Okay. Mataji, what was your first statement about regarding the getting stuck? Why do we need to know that? Sorry, I missed that.
Because Krishna doesn't want us to lead a guilty life, a life filled with guilt. He does not. Where in Bhagavad Gita do you read or realize that Krishna is making Arjun guilty? And guilt matlab hota hai that I've done something wrong. I've done, like, for example, if I have $10 and somebody asked me, can you give me one? And I said, no, I don't have money. I've done something wrong, I've lied. Right? I was not moral. That's the definition of guilt. So we don't need to feel guilty. Yes, we need to make progress. Yes, we need to have there are stages of guilt, which we'll talk about when we do the workshop after this after this class. But it is important not to, like follow the rituals for the sake of following the rituals. Okay, don't distract me, Linit Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So, what I was, after all of their answers, which pretty much covered everything, the only
No, we didn't
thing,
cover everything. I can tell you 10 more things.
Mataji, I don't know, you have so much more experience and knowledge. So for you, there's a lot more left. For whatever limited knowledge I have, that was like the scope of everything I knew.
I feel intimidated. Okay, now you tell me. What is it?
So,
You talk like my son now. You know so much. Okay, tell me.
So Mataji, what I thought about was that knowing which kind of mode we are in helps us understand what kind of activity we are performing. Like, for example, like today is a Sunday, and for me, this is usually the biggest inner battle I have on Sundays, because Sundays is the only days all of my friends are at home, I'm at home, and we all get to meet. And Sunday is the only day that my parents drag me to the temple as well, and they're like, Sunday we have to go to the temple in the evening, we cannot miss. And at least when my dad's around, my mom takes my dad, and if my dad is not around, she hates driving, so she drags me along. She's like, you need to take me to the temple. And on the same day, it's what so knowing what kind of mode I am in helps me understand like how my day has gone that far, helps me differentiate, like if I am actually interested to go to the temple and associate with devotees, or do I want to have meaningless conversations with people that absolutely lead nowhere? Or is because I know at the back of my mind that even if I choose associating with my friends, those conversations will lead nowhere. And yes, it's all fun, and maybe it kind of makes a little bit of sense, but that devotee association is priceless, because every time I have protested going and I ended up going, I don't know, I came back feeling so much more uplifted and happier. And that's not the same when I go out with my friends. So I don't know, Mataji, if I'm in a better mood, and if I understand which mode I am in, it helps me make that decision. So that's what I feel is my way of answering that question.
Very nice. Isn't it amazing? Like, Rupa Mataji is going to do a workshop on understanding the modes and boundaries. Linit Prabhu will make a workshop on understanding the modes and how it helps us make decisions. Okay, Andrea Mataji is going to make a workshop on understanding what mode you're in and choosing your lifestyle. Nikhil Prabhu will make a workshop on understanding what mode you're in, and what did you say? What was your verdict?
The goal, Mataji.
Yeah, well, how to fix a goal? How to fix a goal? You must be in management. How to fix a goal? See, your psychology. I don't know. Are you in management? You carry that. Understanding, yes, and understanding what mode you're in, and then how to actually fix a goal in your life. Amazing. Chalo. Okay, so now let's understand what Krishna is saying. He's saying if you're going to do a sacrifice, and is it important to do a sacrifice? Are we always doing some sacrifice? Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
How?
Getting
Oh,
up early in the
Kirti,
morning.
I miss Kirti Mataji. Sorry. As Kirti Mataji is going to do a workshop on understanding the mode and regulating, time regulation. Yeah, she can do that. Chalo, we're going to do that to all of you. And then I'm going to invite all of you one by one. Make a note. Send me a WhatsApp message. Kirti Mataji, please make a note who's making what workshop. And then in a month, we'll start inviting all of you. I'll start inviting. You have to do it now. Anyway, Rupa Mataji is going to Krishna anyway. She's a powerhouse of Krishna book, okay? If you ever have to find a person on planet Earth who can understand Krishna book the maximum, go to her. I'm not even kidding. Yeah. Yeah, so are we always performing sacrifice? Why is Krishna taking sacrifice? As an example.
What is the question, Mataji? Can you repeat?
Krishna has chosen an example of, we are always eating food, right? The day
Yeah.
begins. What is it? There was an ad when I was a kid, Dhara vegetable oil in India. So the advertisement was like, I think some of you are young, like, हम कमाते क्यों हैं खाने के लिए, right? So like, so we're always cooking or eating food. So food, Krishna takes example, understood. Okay, we are always looking for worshipping someone. So Krishna took that example, understood. Krishna took example of faith, understood. Sacrifice? Are we always performing sacrifice? You don't read Bhagavad Gita with a
Hare
question.
Krishna, Mataji. So we are performing sacrifice as per the scriptures. So we are not.
Question is, are we always performing sacrifice? Why do I need to know this?
As long as we are obeying our spiritual master, we are performing sacrifice. And we today you cannot obey 100% of what your spiritual master has told you or what Srila Prabhupada has told us. But we are walking in that direction. So it's a sacrifice. You're saying no to many things. Few things you want to say no, but you automatically, kind of give in to the senses.
Very nice. So in Krishna consciousness, you have this insight that we are performing sacrifice because we are following rules and regulations. Okay, very nice. Now, what about the people who are not? Because Arjun is worried about intermediate people, or people who are not, or people who are but they're not according to the modes. So, are they performing sacrifice? The first question is, are they? Second question is, if they are, then in what mode? Now, look at people around us. Are they performing sacrifice? Rupa Mataji.
Not really, Mataji, because I don't think so. Maybe they, yeah, in their own way. But as per the scriptures, no.
नहीं मैं scriptures की बात नहीं कर रही. The question is, are they or are they not? So you're saying no. Okay, that's fine.
Mataji, can we say this like we have to sacrifice, like, in the sense, this false ego and stuff like that? Because as long as we are stuck in our enjoying our senses, and people are so much, if you ask them who you are, like, they start talking about themselves. Very rarely will say, I'm a servant of Krishna, that has not entered the consciousness for almost all the people we meet. So
no,
for us also, it's a practice. Yeah, that
Correct.
way, are we sacrificing that, uh, our ignorance and false ego and all
You
this?
see how much guilt Krishna consciousness gives us? See how many doubts we live with every single moment. But it's only after 23 years of being in ISKCON you realize why. So why do I have to live with these doubts? Have I joined like some sort of a cult where I'm like made to like program my brain in a certain manner? Nothing. Okay, they're very nice. So, yes, everyone is performing sacrifice at all times. Yes, everyone is performing. If you look at a person working in some children who are in college or studying in the school, they are sacrificing. They are following the rules and regulations of a particular institute that they're in. Or if somebody is smoking, they are sacrificing. How they're following the rule, how to smoke. They're not putting the cigarette in the eye or nose. They're following the rule. So there is this element, but the problem is in what manner? Where is the mind? This is a mind game. Where is the mind? How sharp is the intelligence and where is the mind taking? So that's why Krishna says, if you're anyway doing sacrifice, why don't you do it, in a better way? It's not a foreign thing. You're anyway doing it. So he's saying sacrifice and goodness, 3 elements. According to scriptures, as a matter of duty, no expectation of reward. Okay, so when you make a workshop and I invite you, and of course it's going to be a hit. So then you say, okay, you do it according to scriptures. as a matter of duty. And if you don't get 5-star rating, fine. That's mode of goodness. So that's the 3 elements. So if I'm gonna chant Hare Krishna, I'm gonna chant because it is according to scriptures. Yes, is it? And is it? Am I? And then what is the next thing? Is it a duty? Is it a duty in a human form of life? Yes. Am I expecting some sort of a reward? Yes. So it's not in the mode of goodness. It's mixture. Okay. So my japa is not pure. Understand? Check 3 things. I hope I'm making sense. So according to direction of the scriptures, which means I'm not speculating, not bringing my own mind, perform only as a matter of duty. So like Linit Prabhu is going to drive his mom to church because he's fulfilling 2 duties. One is the duty of being a very good son, and the other one is being a human being. Very good. So it's check. Okay, the box is check. And then to obey the scripture, desire no reward. Are we? General tendency is to offer with the purpose in mind. Are we desiring no reward? This is the most difficult element. But Krishna talks in order. He does not talk anything which is out of order. That is why we learn how to talk if we read Bhagavad Gita over and over again. He is saying in order, according to scriptures, performed as a matter of duty, which leads to desire for no reward. So if we still have a desire for reward, don't worry, go back to first 2 steps. According to duty, perform as a matter, according to direction of scriptures, performed as a matter of duty. Keep doing those 2 things, third will come. You get it? This is how scriptures work. This is how instructions work. But this is not how the other things work. Okay, but what is happening in passion? 2 things. Material benefit in this world, okay, which is based on material benefit in this world, and for the sake of pride. So 2 things are happening. Material benefit, do I have a... So material benefit in this world, I'm going to do this sacrifice. You know, Navratri started today, right? Did it start in India today too? So the devotee, I know some devotees who before coming to Krishna consciousness were staunch, were following these regulations. And because it's a habit, so they still do it. But now the consciousness has changed. Initially, it was like, I'm going to do this so I can, at the end of the day, I can ask for my bucket list. Here is it. I gave you this, now you give me this. But now the consciousness is changed. So passion में 2 qualities होते हैं. Sacrifice में it is based on I want something. There's a material benefit, and it is out of pride. What is pride? That I am eligible to enjoy this. I deserve this. Unless and until we are thick with that feeling, we cannot ask. अब Krishna consciousness में आके ना passion वाला बंदा क्या होता है? What happens is get confused. Do I deserve this? Do I deserve to enjoy? Do I have pride? Is that so? People get so, we feel like only people outside Krishna consciousness are behaving like awkward. We behave even more awkward. Sorry, this is going live on YouTube. But we do. We become like, what is that? What is that idiom in Hindi? Who's gadha? Na ghar ka, na ghat ka. What is that?
Dhobi ka kutta, Mataji.
Na ghar ka, na ghat ka. So, it's a phase, okay? It's a phase. But we can get stuck in that phase for a really, really long time. And it actually confuses us to function everywhere, in our house, within ourselves. The other day I was talking to my friend, and then she made me realize, Kishori, why are you fighting insufficiency everywhere? Okay, you're not insufficient for, I kept on complaining, Mukund did this, work is this, house is this, wow, so many insufficiencies. So where is it coming from? So she actually brought it up in my front that there's something else going on. Okay, so this is mode of passion. Mode of ignorance. Krishna spends a lot of time. There are 5 things happening. Sacrifice, which is performed in the mode of ignorance, is no regard for the scriptures, easy to understand. Okay, 3 things in goodness and 2 things in passion, nothing in ignorance. All those 5 things are nullified. So not according to the scriptures, not according to no faith, because faith is in the, remember we studied, it's in the product of mode of goodness. No recitation of the Vedic hymns are performed when they do the Vedic sacrifices. No prasadam is distributed. And no remuneration to the priest is done. What does it really mean? Is Krishna so external that he's just going to figure out how is the process done? What does it really mean when he says that a sacrifice performed in defiance of scriptural injunction? That's clear. Okay. With no spiritual food is distributed. Is that external instruction? No hymns are chanted. Is that also an external instruction? No remunerations are made to the priest and is faithless. 5 things. I want to understand from you, is external so much more important? Because nowadays I see that they do some yagya and then they put the tape of chanting of the hymns. So what mode is that in? So keep on confusing our life. It's
Passion.
not. Say, somebody wanted to say something.
Passion. If we are not, just putting the tape on and we are not chanting the hymns.
Yeah,
then it's
but I would, that's fine. But here, what is this external? Like, is Krishna more interested in how the process is done? Like, no hymns, no spiritual food, no priests are gods.
Mataji, following all this will bring changes inside also, internally also. Like if you start taking spiritual food and start chanting and performing kirtans all day, and somehow or the other, if you're doing all this, giving charity and all this, we will, you said in Bhagavatam class, fake it till you make it. Somehow, like that.
But that was the answer to
Nothing else, yeah. But our heart will get cleansed anyway. So the process is also very important.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. So
It's always a journey from gross to subtle.
So subtle to gross.
No, from gross to subtle.
No, from subtle to gross. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, work is done first in the subtle level, then it comes out.
It is there, but the external, you can't neglect it.
Yeah. So subtle to gross.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening. Tell me.
Yeah, so you can't neglect the external. So somehow, as Rupa Mataji said, that externally you follow these rules, taking spiritual food, prasadam, the internal change will happen. So here he's speaking from gross to subtle.
Very nice. Yeah. Okay. So so it's ignorance because it is done at a very superficial level. So if ever we bring ourselves in a place, or as Lilith Prabhu is going to make a workshop on how, if I have to ever like make a decision to bring myself to a place where a sacrifice has been performed or a big puja has been performed, can I have these check marks? One time one person told me that you Krishna conscious people, why do you have pigeonholes for everything? What do you mean? He said, like, if you ask love, you give a lecture on there are 5 kinds of rasas. This is a definition of love. He's like, why can't you just let it be? I said, sorry, this is how we are. He says, okay, you talk about sadness. There are 3 kinds of sadness. Why can't you just be sad? Why do you have pigeonhole for everything? Because the God we worship is like that. I blame it on Krishna. So when next time you have to make a decision, then am I going to go to I have a get together coming for my school, okay, medical college, 25th. I'm thinking, should I go? Should I not go? It's like, okay, what does Bhagavad Gita say? Say, no spiritual food is distributed. No hymns are performed. No remunerations are made to the priest. Faithless. Austerity of speech is not practiced. Maybe I'll pass it. Thank you. Okay. So it helps in all ways. Understand, apply this. This is a very applicable chapter. If you read Bhagavatam, the flow of Bhagavatam is also like that. There are instructions, and then you go towards the later part. There are pastime, and then towards the later end, 11th canto, 12th canto, application. So you start applying this. Krishna is now wrapping up his instructions. Austerity. 3 types of austerity. Austerity of the body, austerity of the speech, austerity of the mind. So body, he gives these instructions. What is the instruction? That worship of the Supreme Lord, Brahmana, spiritual master, superiors like mother and father. Cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, non-violence. Okay, 5 things. Speech, there are 4. It's written, the 4th, the 4 things. Speaking truthful, but not speaking in a way that I'm going to throw a bomb of truth on you. This like people speak truth, but I say because I speak truth, it is going to be bitter anyway. But that's not austerity. Speak truth, but speak in a way which is beneficial, which is uplifting and not agitating, and also regularly reciting the Vedas. The 4 elements. So austerity of the mind, there are 5 elements. Now I'm going to give MCQs. Gravity in thought, satisfaction, simplicity, self-control, purification of one's existence. So that's the austerity of the mind. So austerity of the body is consists of worshipping the Supreme Lord, worshipping the Brahmanas, the spiritual masters, the superiors like mother and father. So one time one person asked me one time one person asked me in one of the classes that it was a young boy. He said, I want to become more deep in my bhakti. I want to chant more. But he was from Bengal, I think, he said, or Orissa. He said, but my mother wants to keep feeding me fish. I want to run away from my house because I can't chant Hare Krishna here. What should I do? Should I leave my parents and join the temple? So I said, if you were able to do that, you wouldn't be asking me first. And second, what would you say if somebody, it's a real thing. And he was very, very serious. And he asked that. I want to chant, but my mother keeps feeding me fish. And now Krishna says austerity means you are going to respect your superiors like mother and father. What will you say?
Respect them, but in your heart, you still can do what you want to do. We can hide and chant. Not a very big problem.
Okay,
Because
very nice.
we also have family members. If they see us with the chanting beads all the time, they may start, stopping us from so many things. So we know how to do it. Be diplomatic. In front of them, we just hide our books, and then when it's time to chant, we chant. We don't have to make a show of about how great we are. We can just still continue to do what we can.
I like the way you said you don't have to make a show of how great we are, but we know we are great.
Not no, that's not what I meant. But there are some devotees mothers, they'll just make it a point to continuously show that they are actually chanting all the time, or they're actually very busy with doing all this and all that. So if somebody doesn't like it, we can still maybe do it when they're not around, or hide and chant.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, Mataji, about eating fish. So he can refuse. He can tell his mother scientifically also that the same proteins I can get from the vegetables or the lentils or pulses,
No,
whatever.
but if
So
it is a mother like me, she'll play a song. I'm your mother. You listen to me.
okay, then is eating, if she says that and there is no other way out, then he can eat fish, but he can keep it to a minimum because chanting is more important. And anyways, the fish eating will go, like eating fish or onion, garlic, it is auxiliary. It aids in your chanting. But at the same time, uh, it's not poison. If your willpower is very, very strong, you can just overcome all this.
Okay. Very nice. Thank
So
you.
looks like
Very nice.
he's very strong-willed. So I don't see any difference. Whatever he eats, it will anyways, Krishna will make sure that he's out of it.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. So it's take it as an opportunity to build your faith. Okay. Anyone else? So I told him there's a need there's a need for a good communication, because I have seen that, and maybe you have seen it too, that the
But
single most important.
Mataji, superiors like father and mother. But here, father and mother should be Vaishnavas, na? They can't
Is it
be
mentioned?
if they are not Vaishnavas, then you should not obey them.
But Prahlad Maharaj was respectful. It's
Uh,
not
he
saying
was,
obeying.
but he was respectful, but he didn't leave us chanting.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
this is he being a Vaishnava, he should just stick to his principles, whatever Srila Prabhupada has said. So it's not going to, he will get his food every day. For all you know, Krishna will send prasadam to him.
Okay. So it's very important. Chiti Shakti talks about this and really like it. And I have not heard anyone else talk like this ever. She says mind is a bridge. Okay, we need the mind to go to Krishna. She says mind is a bridge to which can take us from material consciousness to spiritual consciousness, depending on how we build that bridge. You know, if you have ever like walked on a bridge or drove in a bridge, it connects us, right? It connects us from one place to another place. So so mind is a bridge. And these kind of instructions that Krishna is giving us is actually helping us to make a better, stronger bridge back home. It's not like it's a training of the subtle body. Yes, we are doing it with the gross, but we're actually telling ourselves that this is my father in this life, this is my mother in this life, so I'm going to respect them. So we can give and load and throw, it's not just the bombshell of the truth that we throw on people, but we also throw a bombshell of. When I was young, there used to be a thing. I don't know. Have you ever played with this thing? You will like it's like a ball, like a wrap, but if you throw it on the ball in the floor, it makes like a pataka sound. Have you ever seen it? Like
Yeah,
you
the bomb,
throw it.
smoke bomb.
हाँ smoke bomb हाँ अरे smoke नहीं आती थी आवाज आती थी ज़्यादा but yeah something like that. So okay, we just understand as I'm growing old, I'm realizing it more and more in my own self and also in the preaching and also by parenting, that we not only throw bombs of you know truth or information, but we also throw bombs of instructions. Do like this. But the real need of a human being or of a soul is connection. So we want to feel connected. And how do we do that? So far, I've been able to understand communication. So there's a way that I told him that first of all, there's a need to understand that this is the language of love for you from your parents. This is the language of love. It's not that they are trying to kidnap you or trying to. A good parent, or all parents are actually good parents, even if they're not able to do much for their children, are actually always trying to do the best they can. So it's a language of love. Understand. Okay, just like diffuse the whole environment. That, oh, this is so surcharged and they're against my bhakti. No, this is a person who's in this life playing the role of your mom and dad, and this is how they love you. So sit down with them and have a communication that, I understand that this is how you show your love to me. And I'm so grateful and indebted that this is how you love me. But I'm growing. I'm trying to explore. And you have given me that platform to have adventures in life. Maybe this is a passing phase in life. Who knows, maybe I'm just exploring. But I'm not saying I'm not gonna eat fish anytime, but can you give me like 3 months of no fish? Just 3 months? and I'm just going to explore. And if I don't like it, I'm going to come back to you. But I understand what you mean. I understand that you love me, Ma, and you want me to eat the best. And I love what you cook. I love it. I'll not go anywhere, but I'll come to you. Even the most expensive five-star hotels are not going to give me what my mama gives me. But I'm trying to grow. Can you give me 3 months? Just 3 months? So it's not a, you're not giving a, this, how does it sound? How does it sound? Be honest, right? It's not like you're gonna give me 5-star rating. You can, but how does it sound at a human level, at a soul level? How does it sound?
But Mataji, one question. That is what the
Yeah.
child is telling to the mother. What is the mother
Yeah.
telling?
No, first that's gonna be the second step. But how does it sound to you as a most of us are
So the mother will be in shock.
no,
What is
no.
my
How
child
does it sound to
talking?
you? I'm not asking you to analyze what mother is thinking or what the boy is thinking,
So
or
it
I am asking
sounds
you go
very,
inside you.
it sounds gentle.
Okay, Nick. Okay, I'm gonna one word. How does it? Thank you. Gentle. Kirti Mataji, how does? Be honest.
Sounds convincing, Mataji.
Okay, Rupa Mataji.
If my son was about, like, if he really explains things like that to me, I'll be very happy, man.
So
Because
you
most of the
sound
time,
joyful.
joyful. I'll be so happy if he can
Okay,
really come up with an explanation.
Linit Prabhu, your name is next in my
It
list.
sounds very subtle, Mataji.
What do you mean by very subtle? I said it so many words. It's subtle.
As in that the boy is going to get what he wants, and at the same time, he's not going to be hurting his mother in any way as well. He's going
What
to
is your
convey
one
the same
word?
message. Subtle is the word. It's a very subtle expression of what he wants.
चलो ठीक है ले लेते हैं निखिल प्रभु.
Understanding.
Yeah. So see, none of us said that it sounds like instructions. It sounds like defiance. It sounds like we are putting up a wall. Okay. So that's an austerity of speech. That it is truth, it is beneficial, it is pleasing, and it is according to the scriptures. I'm not saying that I am always talking like that. But that moment, where now Manish Prabhu told me, one time I was like, why do we? Because if you read Bhagavatam, Sukadev Goswami gets so excited to answer Parikshit Maharaj's question that he actually does not do Mangalacharan until second canto. He does not do Mangalacharan. He says, oh, I didn't do Mangalacharan. So he says, the Now Minister would told me one time that, when we do Mangalacharan, the idea is that we're actually, before we start the class or before we read, is we are inviting the mercy of the acharyas prior to us. And then we become like different. He said we become like different species, Do you like sometimes it happens like Rupa Mataji, you preach, all of you preach. Nikhil Prabhu, Kirti Mataji, Linit Prabhu, or Anya Mataji. Don't you think sometimes you become like different species? Did I really say that? You feel that?
Yes,
So
Mataji.
that's the beneficial. Okay, so don't try to fight the war when there is no war, is basically the thing. Okay, sometimes there is a war and there are instructions. Like if you read 7th canto, 14th chapter, verse 28, it's one of my favorites because the big thing that is should a person stay in a relationship where obviously there is no growth. What is Prabhupada's instruction? Prabhupada explains there. Sometimes there is a war. Prabhupada has put up a war. And sometimes there is no war. So recognize this is what intelligence is about. Also, cleanliness inside and outside, simplicity in our dealings, not trying to make like 150% profit. Celibacy, which means if a brahmachari, then they're celibate, supposed to be celibate in their mind. We have a pastime of Chota Haridas from Chaitanya Chaitamrita. Or if somebody is married, then they stay celibate to their spouse. But for the sake of going ahead from the bodily level, non-violence does not only mean that not eating meat, but also not doing activities which will kill the soul, which includes binge watching Netflix. If we do that, we are being violent. Just be aware. Awareness is first step of growth. Okay, austerity of the speech. I said there are 4 things: speaking the truth, but speaking in such a way that is beneficial and uplifting. And speaking beneficial, uplifting, and also reciting the Vedas. That's a speech austerity. Good luck practicing that. Okay, and then the mind. This is the most difficult. Serenity, simplicity, gravity, self-control, purity of thought. Krishna has said this in 6th chapter also. You see, that's why I brought up this verse. Krishna says one must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. And then he builds on it in 7th chapter. I'm over time. Almost done. The mind is a friend of conditioned soul and his enemy as well. So one must deliver himself. He's not saying, come to me and I will deliver you. He's saying, deliver yourself. Okay? Himself with the help of his mind. Help of his mind. Can you imagine? And not degrade himself. So how do we do that? By these qualities, cultivating these qualities. That there is serenity. Serenity means there is satisfaction. It's not like, okay, I want Banarsi sari. But nice jewelry will also not be bad idea to get it. And maybe I can get some nice shoes, maybe some nice bangles. Maybe a nice Coach bag will also go. So it's not satisfaction. So check it. It helps. Simplicity means there is no duplicity. Means that is a very difficult thing to do. You know, that's a saintly person. That means that there is no difference between their personal and professional phase. What they are personally is what they are professionally. What we are taught in today's world is that in professional, and especially in the Western world, what was that? Okay, this has happened last week, I can tell you. Anyway, so versus they put up a very nice face in the Western world. They put up a very nice face and they may be hating that person but says, hey, how are you? And says, oh, the other person may also be hating the other person, says, good, dude, how are you? And then the minute they pass by each other, it's like, I hate that guy. So that's duplicity. So, but simplicity is that not that you start hating someone, but actually you work on it and then actually come to a level that where you are same inside and outside. Gravity means you're thoughtful. It's not that you're jumping on to make a decision or grab on an opportunity. You're thoughtful. Self-control, you're having a dialogue. Purity of thought, which can only happen if we are in association of the devotees. If we are not in the association of devotees, then our thoughts will always be influenced by social media or by politics or by, self-gain or laws. Or one definition of a conditioned soul that Prabhupada gives in 6th canto, which I love, is that a conditioned soul is always lamenting. Always lamenting. 100%, 24 hours a day, always lamenting. Okay, so I'll finish this. Okay, I'm sorry. The austerity in the 3 modes. So austerity in the 3 modes, mode of goodness, austerity has 3 elements. It is with the transcendental faith. Okay, it is not expecting any material benefit. Same we studied before. And it is for the sake of the Supreme. So if we go to Vrindavan, actually we can go to Vrindavan in the mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance. We all 3. If somebody is going to go Vrindavan in the mode of goodness, then it will be in the transcendental faith. That okay, transcendental faith means that okay, I'm going to actually connect with my soul, with Krishna. That's the faith. And then not expecting any material benefit. It's not that okay, I'm gonna make some money out of it, of my trip, by taking, if I'm taking 10 devotees with me, then maybe I can get 10% from each one of them. No. And then also it is for the sake of the Supreme, that by taking everyone to Krishna, Krishna will be satisfied. That these souls have come to him. That's the austerity in the mode of goodness. Austerity in the mode of passion is also 3. I think you know now. Out of pride, for earning some respect and honor in this material world. But the problem is that it is not stable and it is not permanent. Not stable, not permanent. Stable means it keeps changing. Not stable means it keeps changing. Permanent means it doesn't, even if it keeps changing, it will go away. at some point. Right, we have so many examples. When we go to visit these places in the history or archaeology, what is it? Prabhupada talks about Lal Killa, Red Fort in Delhi. In one of the lectures I heard, there's such a big red fort standing like this, and you go. So where is the king who built it now? Where is it? Or he talks about Napoleon, France, UD Cologne. So, okay, no, that's different. So it's Napoleon and France. So he said he went to France and people were praising Napoleon, and he asked this question. Okay, the France is still here, but where is Napoleon? So nobody had any answer. Where is Napoleon? Nobody knows his whereabouts now because it is not stable and it is not permanent. But the fellow gave his life to discover France. But where is he now? So that is austerity in the mode of passion. Austerity in the mode of ignorance or of foolishness, self-torture, and to destroy or injure others. So it also, like, for example, eating meat. It's foolishness because it is not discrimination of the intelligence, which is fed by the scriptures. It is a self-torture because we are eating, what is it? Bernard Shaw said, my stomach becomes a graveyard of dead bodies. God. Yuck, right? If you eat a dead body, because your stomach becomes a graveyard of dead bodies. And then it is obviously destroying or injuring others, and then it's a cause of self-torture. I think, should I stop here and then we can do charity in the modes and Om Tat Sat next time?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yes,
Okay,
Mataji.
fine. Okay, so we'll finish the chapter and I'll go offline, but if you want to go